Hello Professor, this is Kruk and I'm going to show you my PA2. First, for the demo, I'm using 3 textures, 9 images, and 10 sprites. In the demo, we're going to see we have 4 birds that are running along the wall, Stitch over here spinning like crazy, another bird that's spinning and switching textures, a yellow alien in the center that's moving around randomly, a green alien that's scaling up and down, and 2 sprites on the side just showing I'm pulling from different sections of the texture. So to load up all these sprites, I had to create a texture class that inherits from D-Link, an image class that inherits from D-Link, and a sprite class that inherits from D-Link. And each of these classes has their own specific manager that inherits from abstract manager. Just like I did with data node in PA1, each manager has public functions that take in their specific arguments for their class. They work with active and reserve lists by calling the appropriate parent functions. When needed, the base class methods lets the derived class work with its specific node data through abstract functions. As for the singletons, each manager has a public static instant field that's automatically set up for us, created for us, and the constructor is set to private. That's for the texture manager. Now for the image manager, same thing. Inherits from abstract manager, has its public static instance field, and it's a private constructor. And for sprite manager, again, it has its public static instant field and its constructor set to private. And as for the factories extra credit, whenever a client wants to use our manager class, add a new node onto the list, they never make calls to new explicitly by themselves. The manager will take care of creating anything new. Let's say we want to do an add to front. I have these methods called get and set that I created, which basically, when we're going to be using it, we're going to be pulling off from the reserve list, and then we're just going to be filling out the nodes with all the data needed to be set. And then we set that, we return it, it goes back to the add to front, it propagates through, and then we return it back to our client code so they can reuse it, and they never had to make a call to new themselves. And as for the sprite manager, image manager, I also have a factory style set and get where we return an image back to the client, and same thing for the textures, get and set method that will return the node back to the client without making any calls to new themselves in the client code.